Hello my squiddies, and welcome to my channel, Squid Delicious. I am Cody May, and today I'm going to be talking about wrench. And before I get into that, for those who are looking for guides on how to rebuild an engine from scratch or rebuild a chassis from scratch, please go check out Steph's guides on the Steam community webpage, which I'll leave both links in the description below. Just a note that it doesn't cover any of the newer features that have been recently added to this game, such as the Catfish Unlimited Body upgrade, or the Turbo Kit and the fuel system. But it does include the picture diagrams with the torque specifications that were in the previous version of this game, so please go check out his work. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about in this game is the new thing that has been recently added where you get a small little walkthrough tutorial on how to use some of the tools, and this is before you get into the shop. You're placed in this black dark room. There's just nothing but black walls, and you get a glowing path that basically is sectioned off for different tutorials. I'm only going to give one example. One of them is how do I say this? Basically, there's this little box. I don't know what it's called, but it basically has like little screw holes that are in different sizes, and you have little screws next to them. And so you have to place the screws in the holes, in the correct holes, and torque them to their proper torquing specifications. So that's just one tutorial, and it'll be similar to the other walkthroughs that it has. But once you get through all of them, you're placed in this big empty shop, and I mean, you can see that my shop is not empty, uh, but it did actually. There was just nothing here. I don't even remember how I even got money because I think it started you with. I don't remember if it started you with like nothing or if it started you with like a couple of $100 to buy like a couple of tools, but I had nothing. And so it'll show you how to get items, but eventually you do unlock things as you go. Like, for example, some of these apps, you don't actually get to have some of these apps until you unlock them. And it's the same with the tools here. These are from some of these are actually the newer stuff. As it says, it's unlimited, so I think these are all from the recently added things from the news update, but it does have the turbo kit, the um, whole body kit and everything. And there's also the suspension kits that it adds, so it's pretty awesome. But here's the tools that you actually unlock throughout the game. So you do get the radio. Now, there are some things that you have to know because if you overdo it, you actually can't undo it, and you would have to restart the game if you want to fix it, or leave the game without saving. So if you buy a radio, only buy it once because you're going to regret it. If you want more than one radio, because I know that when you leave the radio on and you actually walk away from it, it actually goes, it, the volume of it won't be as loud because it's only able to travel so far. So when you walk away from a speaker, just like in real life, that sound kind of dimmers down until you get close to it again. So if you want more than one radio, you can. Just know that you can't undo it, so you can't get rid of them. And actually, I don't even know if it actually plays the same songs, so I don't know. It's your risk. But you could buy more of these. Actually, really handy to have a lot of those, and you can change their size, so you can make them very small and storable. You could buy multiple bins. Uh, the other thing is don't buy more than one of these wrenches because it's a nightmare. You can't get rid of those. You can buy more of the oil drain pans. I actually have three of them. One's stored on me, and the other one is placed on my tables. And I do that because sometimes when I'm quickly changing all the fluids, I will do them all at once, and so I have three of them. But when it comes to like adding drills and other wrenches and stuff, only buy one because it it's not worth having multiple. It just becomes an issue. Anyways, so oh, and also while we're in there, um, if you want to look at the roadmap, this is what has been recently added. this is phase two, which is coming up next, and then they have what they hope for in the near future, and I hope that there's more in that because I'm actually hoping that they add like uh, screw shelves where I could actually have like, I don't know if you've ever seen these when you go into like a Home Depot store, they have like these little plastic buckets that are on a shelf and they have like individual screws and it just covers an entire aisle of it. But I hope that they add those because it'd be nice to not just leave them on the table and I could have like I could put like a little label on it for what they are or something like that. I don't know. And I also hope that they have a tire rack because, and I'll actually talk about that later. But yeah, there are some things I do hope for in this game. But moving on. So, as I said, you start off with nothing. And then when you start making money and unlocking other things, you'll eventually get to a point where you kind of are filling your entire shop and making it look more like a shop. And like I said, with this, I tried to put like tires down here to make it like a tire rack. But when you leave the game, it actually screws around with it and makes everything like all wonky. The tires will combine together and it will just throw it across the room. And it's a nightmare. So that's why I have a lot of my tires over here because they don't do that. And I also found out you could actually stand these up. But see, like right here, all my screws, this is my brake section. So I have like all these hardware just laying on the tables, and I kind of wish that I had like a bin for them. So that way I have some table space because this is all I got right here. So it's a nightmare. Right now I have like this where I have some screws that are neatly organized. Just wish I had like little buckets. Um, Here's one of my main work tables, and I also added this. This is what I use for like when I pull this out, I could actually bring it to my car and stuff. But I love it that I could just store it right underneath that. And here's the radio. Now the cool thing with the radio, now I will talk about other things in other videos. Like I'll go over more in detail with like how to do certain things, but just know that I'm not really good with computers, and this kind of requires some skill. If you want to use like your own music, there is a thing that I'm not really familiar with doing. I've done it already, but I had to undo it because my game was crashing. I think I added too many songs, but I didn't do it alone. I actually had somebody help me. I have a father who actually is a computer guy, so my dumb brain just everything flies over my head. So I had him help me with adding music to my game. So I won't be able to do a video for that, but somebody might. The instructions should be in the game actually. I don't remember. I'm not gonna dig through it, but anyways, the cool thing about the radio is that you do have like the antenna that comes out, and when you put the or turn the music on, you have all these like radio channels. I don't know. Okay, so you got fuzz, and then you got music. So it's really cool. And if you like turn it just a little bit, you get music and fuzz. So it's like a real radio. You have to adjust it and stuff. And I can't hear myself when that thing is on. But yeah, so I have my miscellaneous table over here, and you can see why it's miscellaneous because I have just stuff laying around. And then I have my electrical, I call it my electrical table. I don't know what else to call it, but I have my spark plugs, my injectors, my coil packs, and ignition cables. So, and I really want there to be more light in this room. So I actually decided to just buy a bunch of these and add them to this table. And I also found that you can actually use these tables to make shelves. So like over here, this is a better example. If you make it smaller than this table, in fact, I don't know if you can make it the exact same size, but I managed to make it a shelf, and so I take things that I have too much of that are just in the way, and I'll place them here. And same with this, I just added a little thing here, and so I keep my recycling containers for when I change out the brake fluids. And actually, I should buy more of these. Hold on, give me a second. So when you buy something, you get a little doorbell and it pops up here. And you could hold 8 here, and then after that, it'll stack up. And believe me, just open them as you go because it can actually become a huge mess. And it's actually really interesting to when you want to actually place stuff. For example, so when I go to open this, and just like a real box, except you don't throw it on the floor, so you do have to peel the tape, and then you get these little things. Everything in the shop moves. You move it to where you want to place it. And so you just add them to wherever your little heart desires it should go. And my place is over here. It's really awesome. It is time consuming. This game is a very time consuming game. But it's just amazing to make it feel like a real shop. But just know this, keep it clean because it is very important. Not only is this going to teach you what it's kind of like to run a racing team, or to work on cars, it also teaches you how to be clean. Because, like, for example, I couldn't figure out where this was because I had such a huge mess in the shop. So I had to buy a bunch of these because I couldn't figure out where that was. And so I'm still finding parts around here as I clean up stuff. So keep your shop clean. That is why my shop is organized like this, because my I had my sister like open boxes and it was just a mess. And actually took me, if I remember right, an hour and a half to clean up everything. And it wasn't it to me it wasn't even much. Like there was like 30 brake or disc brakes and maybe like uh 10 or no 5 of each of these because I only buy 5 of them each, and this was actually part of it. But like, and I think it was also these things too, but it took me an hour and a half just to clean up everything. I mean, I might be wrong. It might be just a half an hour. I can't remember. There's so many times that things have taken me an hour long, or it doesn't matter. But it is a very time-consuming game. Now, I am also going to include a race, so let's actually get right into that. So, with the me blabbering on with all the cool like doodads in this shop, let's actually get into this because I also am going to include a race and kind of give a good look at what it actually looks like now uh, versus what it used to look like before. Now, I don't have a video of what it looks like before they added their recent update, but I know that there are videos already. So one of the things that, oh, well, hello, that's not good. Oh, before you actually do get into a race, please make sure to throw out, like, dispose of the garbage because it just pops up this little, um, like when you get into the race, you'll see in the sky there's like your garbage and it doesn't leave and it's just annoying. Also, don't wander too much when you're in the race because uh, the hills, if you climb up the hills, you kind of get stuck in the air and you can't really do anything down below. So if you want to change your tires on your car, good luck with that because there's I couldn't get down. It was impossible, and I hope they fix that. And I also hope that they make these where I have to refill it because right now, even though this saves me money, I kind of miss having to buy the jugs, and I feel like it's just weird to be able to constantly have oil coming out of here, and I can't actually take these off and fill them. I feel like there should be actually uh, over time after you use up all the oil, you have to actually fill them. And I kind of wish that I could actually, when I fill these jugs here from the top, I do that for all 4. Like I never actually spend an entire day where I use up all 4 of these, so I kind of wish it's saved. Like if I put fuel in here, it's actually, or sorry, not fuel, oil, that I actually save it in there when I leave the game. Let's see, what else do I need? Now, if you're trying to enter the race, for example, um, if you're to try to enter the race, you'll have things that will pop up. Actually, it didn't pop up that time because I didn't put my car in the garage. But you'll have boxes that will kind of give you a information of, oh hey, your car doesn't have oil, can't race or something. And so you'll kind of have to look at your car and see what you missed. And I know there's a lot of people having questions with that right now. Even I did, because uh, I was trying to do my very first race, and I got a box that popped up saying car is starting, but it won't, or car is turning over, but it won't start. That's what it said. And I didn't know what it was, why I was saying that, because every part was brand new. There was nothing wrong with the car. And actually, what it was is that I didn't time the belt just right. I actually had to look up a video on YouTube, and I found out that this engine actually is the same exact engine as the Mazda MX-5. So, and which also is a Miata. So, anyways, I found a couple of guys that were actually working on the real engine. They were actually talking about how to time the belt, and so basically I looked that up. But there was also somebody who actually told me that too, because I was in a discussion. Somebody was like, "Oh, hey, check the timing," and I didn't even know how to time a belt. So, um, if you're ever looking up that, it is a Mazda MX-5 engine. So, uh, you might find a video on that. But yeah. So, anyways. Think I can't remember what I need to do. So I know that I need oil in this, so yeah. And I need 4 quarts, so I gotta do this. Give it a second. This game is such an incredible game, and it can be frustrating at times because there's a lot of things that just is so complicated. And I mean, if you played the Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 or any of the previous ones, I mean, those games are pretty straightforward, but this this is really advanced, and I'm amazed on how well of a job that these guys have made. Like this game is just incredible, and I hope that there's gonna be more added, and be awesome to actually have Formula One cars and stuff. But anyways, so then I just put this back here. And I forgot there was something else. And also make sure to check this too. Um, so if you see that there's a green mark here, that's good. Oh crap, what is it doing? Oh, you know what? Give me a second. I actually need to use my mouse pad because I don't know why I'm not using it. Sorry. Reaching for it because it's such a far away from me. Okay. Helps to use a mouse pad. Anyways, did I not put oil in here? Let's see. So I got the brake fluid. I'm not changing the transmission fluid because we're just doing a small race and my transmission fluid's still good. I think I have an open one over here. Also, I wish that they made it where I could put the lid back on because I don't know how many times I've spilled my jug and it just... Oh. Probably helped to put the freaking funnel on. Oh, crap. It's been a while since I played this. Why? No? Oh, it's Q. By the way, to let go of those, press Q. I think it was 4, yep. Also, I don't know if anybody does this, but I also like to add this right here. Oh, or not. Hold on. Sometimes when am I not doing that right? Okay. Let's bring that a little closer here. But I found out that when you overfill the funnel, you can quickly pour it into that. So once you fill this up, wow. Okay. Let's grab the one that's over here. Sorry if I move a little too quick. See, the cap disappears. Don't like that. Yeah. This could take a little while. Also, one of the things about like doing other cars now, cars are expensive in this game, so you won't like get a car right away. And one of my things is I'm very stubborn when I do races because I want my car to be like 100% like in good shape before I do races, and or at least for when I first buy the car, I want my car to be completely brand new. So I'll replace everything. Um, and that will give me a couple of wins, and you just have to keep maintaining it. Now, you start off with like smaller races, and then it increases the time as you level up, and then you sometimes can run into ooh, oh, it was inspecting. I forgot it does that. Sometimes it inspects parts when you're not even trying to look up those parts. Okay, so anyways, you do end up running into like some smaller races. Like I'm about to do a smaller race right now, which is awesome because I don't see those as often. I know I'm gonna need another bottle. But so yeah, as you progress in this game, you do unlock more features to this game and unlock larger races. And also, if you get confused with unlimited race versus limited race, unlimited is when you have like the turbo kit and the body kit, and the limited is the default car. And so it has no upgrades, and those ones are a bit challenging because, um, oh, and see, I overfilled it. Those races could be a bit challenging because now all the cars are even, whereas unlimited, I mean, if you have your car upgraded, let's see, I can do this, and then just let go. If you have your car upgraded, you're basically going to be the better car, whereas everybody else is just still using their default car. Unless your car is failing, in which case you will start losing your first place and it'll just drop. But anyways, let's see. Let me throw this away, and then just hit Q. I think it was Q that I just hit. Grab an item, hit Q, and it goes back in your inventory. And then you put the cap on. So one of the other things is when you're doing a job, so you do jobs for other people before you actually have enough money to buy a car, and then you still need to do jobs if you want to actually repair your car. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with a car that doesn't run. And it's just, I don't know. I'm normally a stubborn person. I always keep my car brand new as much as I can. So as you're doing jobs for other people, there is a thing which I love that you can actually, it does grade you on your quality. Whereas when you're taking too long, so there are processes that you could do. There's multiple options that you could do to work on other people's car. When you do something, let's say the replacing head gasket, you're going to have to take the engine out, and it's a huge process, and there's a lot of things that you can actually miss. So this is why I say keep your shop clean, because there's so much that goes involved in this game that there's so many small parts, and you can end up losing parts or missing a step, and if you go too fast you can miss a step. It's a lot of work, so keep your shop clean and try to take your time, and because it's not a race, but you are graded on how long it takes. If you take too long, they're not going to pay you as well. If you're using like the I forgot what button is, where you have the quick screwing method, where it basically you hold down a button and click on whatever item you're screwing in, and it basically automatically places all the screws into the item that you're screwing in, instead of taking a wrench and manually turning it. The automatic screwing method will be quicker, but it doesn't guarantee a good quality. So you could actually lose money that way. so that you will get paid, you just won't get paid as much. But if you take the time to actually use a wrench and you don't stall, you could actually get an A score and have a really good payout. Um, and so what I've been doing recently is when I'm working on my own car, I use the wrenches to make sure I have a good quality, and then when I go out to race, that's when I use the fast method because I mean I'm racing. I'm now racing against other people. So when I'm taking off a tire, I'm gonna do it as quick as I possibly can. But when you're entering the race, before you enter the race, make sure that you do a good quality job on your car so that way you have a better chance on being in first place. So now that the car is ready to go, and be aware that this game kind of is odd with its volume because out of all the other games I played, this one I kind of have to crank up if I want to have good sound. But when you enter the race, make sure to turn it down because it's hard to hear. And I know that I'm going to talk about things before we get into the race because I know that I'm not going to be able to hear myself talk. And so I'm going to try to say it right now. So I'm going to do a we're going to show a couple of things in the game. One of the things is that you're going to see symptoms of the car. So while the car is going around the track, and I'll also kind of speed it up so that way it's not taking so long because if you look here, even though this is a smaller race, that is 120 minutes. We're not going to spend 120 minutes in this video. So I will kind of speed it up, but you'll actually see what is happening to the car because um, there's times where your car, let's say it's a new driver, your driver is not going to be as skilled, so it might run into curbs, or even the car could actually malfunction on its own. So eventually your tires wear out, your exhaust is now smoking up. And what's weird is when you put the car in the pits, you don't actually see what's happening. I kind of wish that they made it like where it's noticeable because I pull in the shop and it's like, man, that part's just fine. Why is it telling me that it failed? It's not even like bad yet. It's still good for like maybe a few more races. So I don't know. I hope they actually fix that issue. But so that I will actually look at their symptoms. I'll be like, you know what, just let the car run, and then I'll pull in the pits when I think it's been enough time, and then I'll see tire wear, and I'll be like, okay, it's time to change the tire. But so you'll see all these symptoms as it goes around and around and around, and we'll see how it goes. And also, there are some parts that I don't bring along anymore. Like I normally brought like extra fuel or not fuel, oil filters. I did bring extra dipsticks, extra disc brakes. I brought a lot of things, and some things just don't come back. Even brought suspension. Tires do come back. I've always gotten my tires to come back, but there are some things that just don't make it back. So, just a fair warning. Now, let's get this car into the trailer. Actually, hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, sorry, I was doing it in the wrong place. Okay, my bad. Now, let's add the things that I know I'm going to take. Now, this is a smaller race. Whoops. So let's just grab one of these. We're going to grab the slick tires here. Let's do the flip. I kind of did a half-ass job repairing my car, but I looked at all the parts and they should be good to go. So I'm not going to stress over it too much. If we don't win this race, um, then we don't win. I mean, I already have a lot of money, so. But every time that I do finish a race, I mean, it's a lot of work to get it back to where I can race again. So I mean, the amount of stress that it is involved in real racing I mean, I kind of want to. I'm hoping that the a multiplayer thing that was mentioned in the future section of the roadmap, I'm actually hoping that will allow me to add people to or invite people to come and assist in my shop because man, it would just be great to have a team to help me at each station. I don't know if I mentioned this, but each table here in this shop is actually a station where um, each station has its own little thing. I have my break station, I have my one work table here, my miscellaneous table there, and I have the fuel, or nah, I don't know why I said fuel. It's because the injectors here are the fuel injecting thing, so my electrical station and yada yada. But anyways, I do like to talk. So I'm hoping that this is enough tires. So I got the car, I have my emergency tire. I normally try to bring as many as I can. I'm just gonna bring. I'm gonna do something new. Normally I bring a full set. I don't like to bring half sets, but these are just in case if a tire does break. And if anything else breaks, oh well. I mean, the car is still gonna continue going. But this is how I tell if the car's tires need to be changed. Because sometimes they'll go, oh, lost traction. Honestly, unless the tire looks like this, don't change it. Because, I don't know. Sometimes the symptoms say things too early, and I just don't think it's right. So let's try it out. Now, again, this is gonna be loud. If you can't hear me, I apologize. Um, I'm hoping it's not gonna be that loud. And good, it actually is loading. So as you can see, huh. Whoa, it's glitchy. All right, so let's start the race. So my car's up front. And as they're going around, and actually you'll see here, and then they make their way up there. Oh. Yeah, that's why I was looking behind me, because I was like trying to figure out, that's not all the cars. So some of them are coming out of the pits right now, as you can see right here. So, oh. Hopefully this is right. So what I do, let's actually move this like right here. Something I actually do is I place tires right here. So if I need to change them, I will. And as requested, I will do a pit stop and show you what that looks like. But yeah, there's so much in this game that I actually don't have enough time to talk about everything in this game, so I do apologize that I do talk a lot. Now, like I said, do not wander too much because, hold on, actually, I think my car is actually coming around soon. So yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna say it. Don't wander off too much because as you can see, there is hilltops over here. And so I try to see if there's more to this track, and when I did, it stopped me. And then when I came back to the track, I came up at this level. Oh, wow, here it comes. So I came up at the same level as the hill over there, and I couldn't come back down. And so, yeah. It was kind of sad. I couldn't help my car. Let's watch these cars go up the hill. Alright, so yeah, see these symptoms. I don't know why, but I would look at it and there's nothing wrong with it. Actually, what's in the engine right now, the engine has actually been switched out. It's a brand new engine, really. Almost brand new. So I have no idea why it says that, but it's on lap 1. So I don't understand. And I hope I got the alignment just right. Sometimes I accidentally made it where when I put the car in the pits, it was backwards. So, as I said, I'm going to also skip ahead a little bit. Also, I may as well, like, I'm not going to wander too far off, but here you go. That's my car. I'm hoping to actually, I'm a little ahead of everyone, so I'm trying to, like, show why it's called unlimited. As you can see, I have my spoiler and everything. I have the whole body kit, but I'm waiting for the next car to come over here because you'll see why it's unlimited versus limited. Limited is basically where you have every car is the same, whereas unlimited, well, there is no limit. As you can see, this car that's about to come up has no spoiler. Alright, so now throughout the game, like I said, there's going to be new symptoms. Feel sloppy on the transmission. The car is not operational. What's funny is the car actually is still driving. Hope that is my car right there. Nope, that's not. I know that one's probably not either. So it requires maintenance to continue. And I'm hoping that this is it. So yeah, why would it say not operational, but requires maintenance to continue? It's already continued. What do I need to do? So there are some weird things in this game that just don't make any sense. Let's see how far I'm in. So I'm on lap 10, so I'm 2 laps ahead of everybody else. 3 laps for some cars, because these guys are still... But yeah, so I'm gonna Try to skip ahead a little bit. And hopefully we'll get to where we can safely continue to, or safely make a pit stop. Just to kind of do it. I know it's probably going to be too early and I probably won't even need a pit stop, but brake performance compromised. Let's go 20 here. Oh. Wow, still 2 laps ahead. So I'm hoping maybe I could try to, maybe let's see what it's at lap 20. Again, car is not operational, requires maintenance. And then it entered pits and exited pits, but I don't know. Let's see where we're at. All right, so here's my example for a pit stop. So I'm gonna wait for my car to actually get close to the pits, and then I will actually tell it to go in the pit stop. I'm betting that's my car right there. Nope, I'm wrong. So we're looking out for my car. And there we go. So we're gonna enter pit stop. And see, my car's backwards. All right, so we're gonna lift the car. Like I said, we're gonna just like Lamar, only one person could do this job. Oops. Oops. That's doing that thing, and we're good. And see, like, look. These tires are still good. So I'm just actually going to place these right next to the thing. And also, when you do speed up the timing, the sound could be delayed, so that constant engine noise that you hear is actually the sound trying to catch up with the amount of time that has passed. And as you see, I'm still in first place. So let's look at the thing here. Oh, while we're doing this, I'm just gonna quickly fix this. Just because it's annoying. And so now we got an hour and 7 minutes. Let's speed that up. This thing could speed up quite a bit. Let's see. There's a loud grinding noise. Okay. Looking for tires braking. Because sometimes that I actually do need to check. Because sometimes there is the wheels braking and sometimes they don't brake. So it kind of is something you have to pay attention to. If they don't look broken, then send them back out. Car is overheating. And smoke coming out of the exhaust. And the exhaust, when I go and look at the car's exhaust, later in the shop, it's going to be just fine. So I have no idea. But it does affect how the car runs. So just keep in mind that just make sure your car is brand new when you race. Otherwise, you don't get really any money from any of the races. If you're not first, second, or third, you don't make any money. And it's sad. And first place winner usually makes the most money. So anything else under that is it's bleh. It's bleh bleh bleh. And with 10 minutes on the clock, we're just gonna go speed that up. While I have that much time left, I'm putting this stuff away. Because I know we're not gonna need it. And I think that's my car right there. Sometimes you could tell when it's your car, but it's been a while, so the one that generally drives the fastest looks, or is normally your car, but I don't know. So let's zoom it by or we'll wait until it says 1 minute, and I'll give 1 minute of just enjoying the race. Or actually, let's do 2 minutes, just because we don't want to miss it. Maybe 2.5 minutes. Oops. Okay. I think that's good. Actually, let's get some close-up action. Let's make sure there's no cars coming. As there's a car coming. Oh god. Oh my god, that actually is kind of scary. I didn't think I was going to be that close. As you saw, my car passes the other car. Tire view. Am I that good enough distance? Oh, and please, for the love of God, if you ever go to a real race, don't do this. That's awesome. And I'm going to get back to this part. Let's see. We're at 1 minute. Whose car was that? We're still in first place. All right. There's my first place car. Just watch it go up the hill. Yeah, actually I will show you the example of what I was talking about. when you can't actually get down. Let's see how much. Nope, I don't have time. Damn it. Actually, I probably could give that example now. So as you can see, the race ended, and I think it acts like the 24 hours of Le Mans because the cars stop wherever. So this is as high as I can go, and let me make sure. So if I come back down here, oh wow, it actually didn't do it this time. Game tried to prove me wrong. Whatever. Okay then. Maybe they fixed that. I don't know. Last time I ever did that, it wouldn't let me come back down. So, whatevs. But I wouldn't risk it. Anyways, that's the race. Now, as you can see, the driver skill is a +3. I earned $14,000 and first place. And then you just hit go home, and it'll show all your tires. And we're just gonna go home. All right. And then we're gonna put our car. Oh, and yeah, these are how much the cars cost. And we're just gonna take this car, we're gonna put it over here, and I might be standing in the way. And yep, this car is actually still in pretty good condition. Oh, and here's my last tip. Because you're gonna get dirt on your car, and it's gonna look ugly. The funny thing is, for one, also, in order to paint your car, you have to remove the body. Then hit F2. Actually, no, sorry, hit 2. And I think my color. Oh, it was blue. Now, make sure that you have the right color. And then paint it again. Now it is brand new. And you have to do that with the individual parts. For this, and well, actually, you know what? Since this is blue, I'm just going to do that. Now the back doesn't really get dirty. I mean, it probably does, but I mean, I don't know. That looks clean enough to not even worry about it, so. And I wouldn't worry about this. This will always look dirty. I mean, I could try to paint it, but these specks just don't go away. But in order to paint, you know what? Well, let me put that back on. Okay, there is dirt on that. So, that's not the thing I wanted. I did white, and then I just placed this on. Oh, I didn't see these. I'm glad that these didn't actually appear in the track. I was like looking for these because I didn't remember. Forgot it's Q. Alright. Anyways. So, that's how you clean your car. And it is, there's a lot to it. So, anyways, what I'm going to say is this is the end of this video. I will actually talk more about other things. I know I'm like loss of words right now because I'm like trying to figure out what else is most important to say because this is a long video and I'm not really good at talking. So I'm just going to stop it here. And thank you for watching Squid Delicious. And before I leave,